Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Tech Tip Tuesday. This week, we are going to talk all about social media and specifically the social media at the Franklin Public Library and what it can offer you. But first, let's get started with a kind of brief overview of what social media is and some considerations to think about. With most social media, you can typically access it without an account. But some social media platforms, you'll have to get an account to really get the full experience and really make it an easy browsing experience. Places like Facebook and Instagram you can use without an account, but you'll keep seeing these big pop-ups interrupting you, asking to sign in or create an account, which can be very annoying. Other social media platforms like YouTube, which hosts videos, you don't need an account, and there are no interruptions asking you to sign in, at least none that are really annoying. And the benefit you get in an account for things like that are you can comment or like posts and get more features. But let's jump right in with a brief overview of social media. So social media and social networks, you'll hear both of those terms. They're kind of interchangeable in some instances, but they are different. So social media connects users and content. Users can create and share content with other users. Users can interact with each other. And social media can incorporate aspects of social network. So social media is kind of the product, whereas social networks act as kind of the platform in and of itself. Social networks are more about connecting users with other users. They're focused on connections and communication between users rather than users and content. And it can incorporate aspects of social media. So like I said, these are very, very close definitions. They are slightly different, but they can be used interchangeably in most cases. If you talk about social media or social networks, most people will understand what you're trying to say. There are benefits to creating social media accounts on social networks. You can connect with family and friends. You can stay up to date with news, sports, and other entertainment. You can share posts about your life. On that second point, stay up to date with news, sports, and other entertainment. A lot of organizations like the Franklin Public Library do post a lot of their events and other things on their social media platforms. And so you can stay updated with those organizations as well. There are some dangers to consider. Scammers and schemers can try to get to add you and get your information. You are at risk of getting some information stolen or misused. You open yourself up to online harassment. Embarrassing information or pictures can be posted. You can fall into the trap of comparing your life to other people's social media lives. And what I mean by that is if you're constantly looking at all the fun stuff all of your friends and family are doing, it can feel like your life is lacking. But you're looking at their highlight reel, everything that is social media worthy, they post, but you don't see that every day. But people can fall into that trap and get upset by looking at all the great stuff other people are doing. However, I don't want to scare you because you can minimize your risk using some basic safety features to minimize the risk of all these different things and stay safe online. So jumping right into that, the biggest one is adjusting your privacy settings to only your friends. So most social media platforms will give you an option where only your friends will see your posts, and you have to add those people to see them. Some social media platforms put the default as anybody with an account can see your posts, and that's how people who you don't know can see and comment your things. So always adjust your privacy settings where it says only your friends. To that point, only add people you know, never add strangers. If you only talk to people you know and you know that it's their profile, you really don't have anything to worry about because you already know that person. But if someone that you do not know tries to add you, you don't know who they are, what their motives are, or even if that's their real identity or if they're faking their identity to add you. So only add people who you know who they are. Never share your password and change it regularly, and especially if you ever think that someone has stolen it. There are exceptions to this, like if you have a spouse or another family member who needs to log into your account to do something. That's one of those exceptions, but don't give it out. And especially don't give it out if someone you don't know asks, or if like you have a Facebook account and a suspicious email from the Facebook company comes in and asks you your password. Double check and make sure that that's a legitimate email. Typically, social media networks do not ask you for your password ever, especially through email. So never share it through an email. And if you do share it, make sure to change it after that person is done. So even if your spouse or family member uses it, change that password so then you know that your password is safe. Always decide what you want to share. Think about whether or not you would care if something became public. This goes for everything for family members to employers to friends. Really think about what you're posting and if maybe you should hold off on posting it or sharing that post. You really want to make sure that you're not opening yourself up to any risk by sharing something that shouldn't be out there. All right, so that's all I have for that little presentation. I have done this course before, and I might do it in the future virtually with a really in-depth look at different social media platforms and privacy standards. But we do not have time for that today. So I'm going to close this out. Let's talk about the social media platforms that the Franklin Public Library has. So I'm here on our website, franklinpubliclibrary.org, and up at the top we have these little logos that lead to all of our different social media pages. This is one of the easiest ways to find them, and you know that it's the direct link. If you already have an account and maybe have the app downloaded to your smartphone or tablet, you can search for us on there, but just make sure that it is the Franklin Public Library in Wisconsin. There are other Franklin Public Libraries out there, and you might like their social media, but you might be confused if you see an event and think it's us, but it's a different Franklin Public Library. So this is the best place to go to make sure. Typically we have a picture of the library or a picture of somewhere in the library as our profile picture. So just double check that. So starting off, we have a couple different Facebook pages. We have the main library page where you'll get all of our basic announcements and posts, things like that. A lot of our program information, event information, and library opening and closing information goes up there. We also have a children's page and a teens page. These share a lot of the stuff that is on the main library page, but it may they'll target specifically towards children or specifically towards teens. So if you have children or teenagers in your life, or if you just want to stay up to date with everything we're doing, you can go ahead and follow those. The library page is where you are now watching this live stream. So let's open that up. And so right away you can see more of this page, log in or create an account. This will keep popping up if you don't log in or create an account. This is what I was talking about that can be really, really annoying. And see, it gets even worse. It pops up even more. So I would recommend just making an account if you don't already have one. It'll just make the experience nicer for you. But we post all sorts of pictures and different events. We have the live event, which you're watching right now, and all different live events. Running into some issues here. But if you want to follow the news of the library, this is the best place to do it because you can see all these posts. We also post all this stuff on our website as well, but the Facebook page is really the one-stop shop. So let's go back and view the children's page quick. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of the same stuff. So this is what the Franklin Public Library's children's department looks like. So if you do have the Facebook app or a Facebook account, you can search Franklin Public Library Children's Department, and there's our profile picture of one of our children's librarians dressed up as a T-Rex, and a lovely picture of the children's department. And like I said, this will be specifically things about the children's department, children's events, and other announcements specifically for the children's side. And lastly, we have our teens page. So here you can see we have a little 3D print and a picture of our Create space. And similar to the children's, it'll be a lot of the same stuff on the main Facebook page, but also things specifically directed towards teenagers and all the events and things that we have for our teens. So that was our overview of Facebook. The next one over is Pinterest. Pinterest is an interesting platform because it has less connection with other users, and it's more so connection with the user and user content. And you can pin things to your boards. And they have all sorts of different fun links and other information, from recipes to craft ideas to book recommendations. And we have two different Pinterest accounts, the FPL Teens Pinterest page and the FPL Pinterest page. So similar to our Facebook accounts, the Franklin Public Library, the main page, is for everyone and posts the most general information. And you can see here we have book recommendations for adult fiction, adult nonfiction, best books. We have cookbook creations, crafters, desserts, household cleaners, holiday cooking, healthy eating, gardening, all sorts of fun boards. And here's homeschool resources. And you can go ahead and click in there and find all these great links to all these different resources for those different topics. And you can open it up and it'll just lead you straight to that page if you have an account. So again, this is the thing where I said sometimes you can use those accounts or the social media pages without an account, but occasionally you'll get stopped. So here it is with Pinterest, where I tried to visit that, and it's really, it's asking me to sign in. It's not letting me see the whole page, and it's not letting me get to this link. So again, you might need to create an account to really go all the way and get the full value out of these. And let's look at the teens real quick. Same thing, just more directed towards teenagers. So we have some book recommendations, craft ideas, teen spaces, great young adult books, boards on specific book series like the Divergent and Hunger Games book series. So again, it's similar to the adult page, but mostly focused on teenagers and young adults and all different things that might interest them. All right, so the Twitter page, again, we have two different ones. Twitter is a social media that's based on short messages called tweets. And here we post news updates as well as links to all types of interesting things. So let's visit the main Facebook Franklin Public Library Twitter page. So here you can see there's our lovely logo and a picture of inside of our library. And here's a tweet all about our Facebook December events. We have opening and closing announcements. There's our one from around Thanksgiving while we were closed for a couple days. Here's a survey. We had also posted this on Facebook. A lot of news, a lot of fun information. Here's a tweet all about Mo Willems, who is a great children's book author. And let's visit the teen Twitter page. Same thing. Here we have a little Star Wars character with some headphones and a picture of some of our teen books. And this will be mainly for teenager curated information. All right, we got two more. This one is our YouTube page. And YouTube is a video sharing social media platform. And so here's ours. We have a stack of books and the front of our library. And this is where things like this live stream get posted after we have them. You can click subscribe over here to get all of our great videos as they come up. You can see here is the AMVETS Post 60 Veterans Day program that we did virtually this year. You can see all of our uploads, and we have them. This is just listed chronologically. You can go to videos and see all of the great videos we have. Again, they're listed in the order that they were uploaded. So this is our newest one, and they go older and older. And we have all of our story times, children's programs, our craft programs, our technology programs, everything here in the main feed. But you can also click where it says playlists. And here you can see we have specific ones. So our homemade holiday gifts playlist. We have all of our virtual program in one big playlist. We have our crafty kits for kids, our teen takeout crafts. All of our children's program have individual playlists. So if you know you're looking for something specifically, you can go ahead and view that full playlist. And you can see here's all of our Rise and Shine story times. All right, and last but not least is our Instagram. So again here, same theme, we have a teen Instagram page that's mainly curated for teenagers. And then we have our main library Instagram page. Here again, we have a lovely picture of our library. And here you can see all of the posts we have. And Instagram is really social media for photos and short videos. So this is where we post some announcements, but mostly it's the cool visual side of everything we do here at the library. Everything from updates to promoting our programs, to showing off our displays that we currently have, to even announcing when we got some new furniture last year. So this is where you get all of your photos about the library. If I had to recommend following us on one platform, I would say our Facebook. It's the one that we update the most regularly and where we post the most information about the library and library events. Like I said, I hope to do a in-depth topic on social media and all about how to safely use it and go more in depth about what all the different platforms are. So keep an eye out for that. If you have any questions, you can email me. I'll put my email in the description of the video. Yeah, so I will see you in the new year. This is the last Tech Tip Tuesday for 2020, so I will see you in 2021. Thanks again for watching.